Hey, power people. Did y'all enjoy that last live stream with my sister Tiffany Bethia talking about the joy of obedience?
Mhm.
I got another one. Put and another one in the comments. I like to just explode you with everything you need to be successful. If you are new to my face and my mouth and how I yap on the internet, I am Tama Aziz Serwa. I am a woman who lives as raw, unapologetic power. And I've created a company that reflects my identity. It's called the Womb Sauna. And so make sure you're on our email list and you're staying connected. And on June 30th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am starting another round of my 5-day business infrastructure training. We call it the 888 code. If you know anything about numerology, then you know 8 is the number of infinite abundance. Put it's mine in the comments. Put it's mine. If you're listening on YouTube, Facebook, put it's mine. It's mine. I receive it. I receive a perpetual flow of abundance,
Mhm.
abundance of joy, abundance of love, abundance of clients, abundance of success. I'm just going to receive it. Just put I receive it in the chat. Put I receive it. So, in that training, it is like a virtual work clinic. It's not lecture style. You're not going to get a little fancy handbook, turn to page 22. No, 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 no. In this particular class, I do that in my others, but in this one, we work. And I comb through every piece of infrastructure in your business, how you operate. If I'm an investor and I want to cut you a check for 5 million and I'm peeking over your shoulder, what does it look like day to day in your business? Is your business trapped in your head or is it in real life? Right? I comb through your marketing infrastructure. I comb through your financial infrastructure. What is the operating budget? How are we allocating the money? We walk through your team building infrastructure. Are you scalable at this stage in your business? Yeah, we go to work. And after 5 days, you come out with a solid business infrastructure and you come out of this process working and working from a place of joy. So as we prepare for that, I like to do these live streams with some women that I admire. I admire the way they work. I'm bringing working women to you. I'm not bringing just visionaries and just people who have great ideas. I'm bringing to you women who are doing the very thing that I do and that I'm going to activate you to do in the 888 code. So I'm excited to bring to you Tamika Thomas. Look at her. Hey, Tay Tay.
Yeah, tell me I was screaming when you reached out. Let's go. What she need? Let's go. I
So
love you. Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
it's an honor. So one of the things I do, I vet people. I don't just bring anybody on my platforms. I follow. I bring people I'm a fan of. And so Tamika and I connected through social media, and I was watching how she was moving. And it was a while ago, but she had dropped this post about AI, about how it connects to ancestral wisdom, how AI can be a spiritual tool. And I was like, leaning in, like, wait a minute, sis, talk about some things that I'm hearing in my spirit. And I also, and I haven't said this to you, Tamika, admire your consistency. It's so easy to have brilliant information and brilliant ideas and then just drop it off and then just, get back to the other part of your life. But I could tell by how you were showing up that you live what you offer.
Mhm.
And I respect that as a businesswoman. Like I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
authenticity. I love when what you see online is how they really live in. And people,
Mhm.
and I'm not watching people who, because I don't watch people who prop things up. I watch people who put their heart on the internet. And so
Mhm. Yes.
for
Yes.
me introduce you to the audience. She's known as the illest oracle, which I love. Great book. She's leveraged her 20-year commitment to spiritual work, practice, service in spiritual community, and spiritual leadership to design a journey that frees you from spiritual fatigue Amen. Put amen, amen in the chat. Alleviates healer's guilt. Come on and talk to us if you feel like it. Replenishes your spiritual power, ashe, and connects you to others who reflect your passion and commitment. She is a sacred space conjurer, a certified integrative health coach, a splenic projector in human design, a student and teacher of metaphysics and spirituality. And she has a natural gift for guiding others to self-responsibility and personal power. Everybody just put your hands together wherever you at. I think you want to work, do it real quiet. Just do it real quiet. Just do it real quiet.
Yeah. We out here doing it, baby. We out here doing it. We got some things to do.
TT, girl.
Baby, I'm excited about this conversation. I'm rocking over here. You see me? I'm over here rocking. I am so excited about this conversation.
TNT, we about to explode this conversation. I hit her up. I said, sis, I need you to come in. We need to talk to the people about the spiritual algorithm. And I heard that terminology last week in prayer. I was having a conversation with one of my other sisters. And I said, but what is your spiritual algorithm? What is your spiritual algorithm? And she said, oh, Tammy, what you going to do with that? I said, girl, I don't know, I'm marinating. You know how it is, CC. When you get like a download, you're just like
drop in out of nowhere.
What am I about to do with that? So I decided that you and I were going to have a conversation about it, because if anybody understands the spiritual algorithm, you do. You have studied what happens on social media. How do you gain visibility? How do you gain traction? How do you lose it? And what does that trace to emotionally and spiritually for heart-centered entrepreneurs who are showing up not because they just want to be seen, but they genuinely believe it's their assignment to serve people with the information they have. So my first question for you is, how does someone like ourselves, an empowerment professional, maybe they're a coach, mentor, priest, but they're in that world of we here to change Earth. Okay, change the timeline. How does that professional function and leverage AI and social media without it conflicting with their spiritual principles and values? How do we balance that?
I think we first need to call a thing a thing. There is a lot about AI that's being said, and I don't want anyone to assume anything about AI. You have to first, in any technology, social media, all of it, do your due diligence around what these things are. And so what I mean by that is ChatGPT, for example, is a language model. This is simply you putting.
Y'all put that in the comments. That's a good, very grounded definition. Can you say it?
And that's what I do. It's a language model. And I'm going to define. And so the GPT literally means generator, processor, transform. It takes your words, it generates a context, it processes the information for deeper synthesis, and then it transforms it. And transformation is the writing it does, the way it'll take your words and change it around. What I want to first warn is, please get off the AI is going to take over the world train.
Amen.
First of all, let's get off of that train in this world. What we have to do is understand how technology has happened through time. Baby, we haven't even scratched the surface. Do you really think our ancestors created divination systems that are still alive and well today? Spiritual algorithms that have sustained time.
Thousands of years.
And you want, in your consciousness, you cannot allow the original intelligence to be trumped by the artificial. That is a anchoring, a grounding that we have to do. So when you work with the tool, I want to convert you over to understanding creative ideation. You have an idea. These tools help to collapse your creative ideation process.
Yes.
It helps to collapse time. It helps to collapse tasking. If you have a proposal for the Boys and Girls Club to do meditation with the children, because these fundings are out here, you need to be able to write that proposal. But you're not versed in writing proposals. You don't even know where to start. You don't even know who to talk to. Now comes in AI. AI, you can input all of your pieces,
Yes.
of your idea. And it can be just as random as it, doesn't have to be beautiful, doesn't have to be outlined. Just brain dump. Just keep mind dumping in there. Get it all out of you. And then let's simply say, generate me a proposal to the Boys and Girls Club in Atlanta, in Texas, to send it to them. They can even find who you need to send it to. You do need to check your information always. Yes, there is room for error. But what I wanted sum that up in that question is, number one, tools, tools, tools. We are speeding up, baby.
Yes.
You ain't got time. Yes, work your table. Yes, do them ancestral. But when you come out of that, you got to do the business of your business.
Hello.
If you want to take that work that you did at the table and make it tangible here, and again, do it in ways that you've never done it before. You get access to people and places that you've never gotten to. You create things like proposals or business, our business, I'm sorry,
Business
your
plans.
business plan. Your business plan, even to understand. Let's say you don't even understand business. You can go in Gemini right now. They have a learning tool. Gemini Google. Tell me, I'm an entrepreneur with a spiritual service business. It's online. Teach me how about running an online business in this state. And then you do your due diligence, like check the records of your state to make sure that AI was correct. That's all.
What you're
But look at
saying,
how much time is you saved.
what you're
So
saying
like,
is so profound. And I just really want people to not get lost in the depth of what you're activating, because knowledge activates, right? I want to make sure that they are catching every gold nugget you are dropping, all the way back, taking us back to the ancestral memories. We've had divination systems. We've been using tools to help us, for example, find water in the ground. We act like technology is something new. We act like we don't even know that we are technology. So to be intimidated, what is that really about? Because you yourself are a system and a whole body of intelligence and information and data. I was listening to a guy do an interview. I forgot the brother's name, but he had done a study and found how much information one DNA strand can store, like similar to a USB, right? So I ground that for those of you who have been speaking over yourself. Oh, I'm not a tech person. Stop that. You are technology. And I didn't realize how much psychological rest I needed until I really allowed myself to fully utilize AI the way I utilize my intuition.
Come on.
And I have conversations with the tool. And I don't
You
think
got it.
I don't think the tool is smarter than me. I look at my prompts in AI as a reflection of my thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just leveraging the technology to organize and streamline how I present what I'm thinking and feeling.
Yes.
And when I really started using AI that way, it transformed everything, especially when
Mm-hmm.
AI recognized my voice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now,
Mm-hmm.
okay, now we got a sync. Now it's linking, and I'm able
Yeah.
to go on Google Meet, do a recording, and get the Gemini notes and watch how it perfectly summarizes everything that happened on the call, organizes it for me, and
Yes, girl.
checklist of what that changed how I manage my team. That changes
Mm-hmm.
the culture of work. And what I have found, I don't know why I've given you the nickname TT, but I love it so much. When I do, it feels like this family. So TT, what I'm noticing is people are having some real cognitive dissonance around rest. They think it's about technology.
Mm. See, now
They feel guilt and shame
it's bad.
for
See,
working with so much
it's
ease.
bad.
Why
It's, oh
is
my
that?
God, it's
Why is
bad.
that? Why is that happening?
We, this almost brings tears to my eyes.
It's
The
deep.
level of, the level of tethering we have to survival,
Mm,
almost primal, smell it, it's
mm-hmm.
instinctual. We're animalistic about it.
Ooh.
And so when you're that way, when you have a dog can only operate in a dog world.
Mm,
We have to collapse struggle. We have to collapse suffering. We have to collapse surviving. And what's the prompting, like the new algorithm that we are literally actually creating? Because what is an algorithm? It's just a step by steps instructions that solves a problem.
mm-hmm.
That's all we're doing. And it has to be precise, it has to be clear. And so we're refining ourselves right now to
Mm-hmm.
move beyond the greatest reclamation thing era that's about to happen out this motherfucker. Okay?
Epic.
You either get in line because the rhythms are already set in pace for nature's algorithm for you to take the steps to
Mm-hmm.
solve the problem of survival.
Mm.
We are creating what it looks like to thrive in real time. Each day you get up, it is your responsibility to search, to prompt, to alchemize it, to
Mm-hmm.
demand it within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I've been talking about rest for a while and I shut the hell up because I was like, oh, they don't want it.
Hmm.
Oh, they won't want it. Oh, it has to be real pretty and propped and performed. Oh,
Produced.
I thought the pain in your body was enough.
Mm-hmm.
I thought them headaches that won't stop every week was
Mm-hmm.
enough. I thought the tingling in your feet and the lupus and the breast cancer. I thought that was
Mm-hmm.
enough to pull you into doing life differently. Y'all, to have the resources to do creative ideation used to be for the wealthy.
Ooh.
Somebody fought real hard for information to be at your fingertips.
Come on. My God. Mm.
You forgot that they didn't want you to read.
Mm-hmm.
You forgot that education was, still is, and we're not talking about a college. We're talking about education, moving yourself through information, usually literally alchemizing yourself through the information you gather and then become wisdom on how you use it.
Mm-hmm.
So AI is a tool for you to gather information, become very responsible in how you use it. Because we can't look at AI talking about, oh, no. And then on top of that, how are you using your own algorithm?
Mm.
Okay. I don't care if you are an E5. I don't care if your choice is hoodoo. I don't care if the choice is Wudon.
Mm-hmm.
You are still moving through a set of instructions that
Yeah.
get you, you're inputting information, processing it, cooking it up, and you expect a certain outcome. And if you get real good at it, you don't even have to, you already know what it's going to happen. Thema,
Yeah.
I done heard you, baby. On that full moon, what you do? What you be doing out there in that yard? You bought land on purpose to get out there in that yard and do what?
And be
Take them
buttoned
clothes
up
off and whoop.
and use what God has given me.
And you
I
go out
don't
there and you
do-
dance in that yard. Sis, tell me now,
I'll be running
when
through
you
that
go out
yard.
there in that yard and you
Mhm.
put your feet on that ground and you get up under that moon, how
Mhm.
many times have you resurrected your life?
Every single time. Literally, I tell people, I don't waste my 24 hours. I don't wait until I'm old and gray and bent over to empty out. Every 24 hours, I am clocking how much of me I can empty into the world.
Mhm.
I wake up and I don't wait for the day to happen to me. I happen to every day. Tamer done got up. From the moment I put my feet on the ground, I'm like, Earth, I'm here. I want to make sure the vibration is felt. Okay, because I have healed. This is so good. I have healed my separatism from God. There is not
Oh,
space.
that gap.
I'm
You close
so
the gap.
intimate with
Mm,
God that I go viral in spirit. My spiritual
mm,
algorithm is loud vibrationally. I have found the rhythm of God
yes.
for my destiny, for my assignment, for my life. And when you find and you sync with God that way, then it's easy to recognize God's tools. So while some people are saying AI and social media are the devil, I wouldn't even know TT right now if it wasn't for social media and the algorithm.
Exactly.
Real talk, I don't let what is created dictate what I create when I am aware
Mm,
that I am a creator. I wake up every day intentional and mindful when I create. And now I have a tool, a database that
mhm.
is mirroring humanity's brain. It is so much easier to trace what the world is doing, thinking, feeling, and being with one
When you
click.
have that, yep, when you have that access. When you have that access. I want to tell you, y'all, we live in a world, man, like these folks, y'all know who I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Um, they create stuff and then get afraid of it.
It's like
It's
the
an idea.
Frankenstein
You
story.
got it. Yeah, well, you got to really think about it. The idea is the creation trumps the creator. Even in the stories, the
Mhm.
creation trumps the creator. No, we
Mhm.
see how nature is a systematic, very intrinsic, layered like there's almost like a pyramid going here and like there's angles, there's a lot happening. Even for you to breathe right now, every time we're in a relationship, you can't run from it.
It's the law of
Your
one.
carbon, just simple biology of the egg cell is ate by the work by our environment. We are a part of something, and that is what, baby. When I put my feet, baby, that's when I know God.
For real.
For me, as I look around at me
Mm-hmm.
and at other people and this creation, there's nothing man can show me to trump this.
Ever.
I don't care how advanced, so-called advanced technology gets. We can zoom ourselves into the same room like they used to do on starships and all that kind of stuff. We can do all that, but it's still not going to trump nature.
Oh.
It's still not going to trump the ancestral. It's still not going to trump the access to the ancestral world. It's still not going to trump a Black woman getting in her spiritual bag. It's not going to happen. We've been here too long.
Yeah. Agreed.
And so
Agreed
I'm
in the
about the
comments.
reclamation of something that we had. We understand. We had moved past.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in your DNA, especially as a melanated woman. God designed technology is in you. It's written on your walls like the pyramid.
Literally. Literally.
And it doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter how you express it, but it's there.
Mm-hmm.
What you have to do is claim it, number one, because that is for here in the West, we keep talking about reparations. That's your reparation. It's a creative idea that was given to you by your ancestor, but you're scared to go get it. They literally gave you something to go do. It might have been going back to school or starting a business, and you just didn't know how to do it. Now here comes AI.
Shorten the time. Shorten the time. You can get it
You
done.
kept saying, I don't know how. The ancestors, you kept going to ancestors, I don't know how to do it. You kept praying to God. I don't know how, I don't know what to do. And now all of a sudden in technology, in Aquarius age, all these numerology, everything, time just and now information is here. And then you get to be alive at this point in time.
Yeah.
To participate.
It's incredible.
In the greatest, we're in a transition. We are moving the earth, literally moving through the sky. We are moving all of humanity forward. Join in. Your business is a part of that.
Yes.
The industry of business has to change. It's about to fall, y'all. We got to open up these businesses so we can, you know, who made the most money in the coming out of depression or during the depression? People who fill the gaps in from collapsing industries.
That solve problems.
That solve problems. And as spiritualists, one of the biggest things we're going to have to solve is some mental health stuff, some emotional intelligence stuff, some spiritual psychosis, some abandonment of self.
Yeah.
And the list is going to go on and on and on. It's going to get, we're not going back. It's not going, there's no better in sight. Especially for those who don't.
Everything is being dismantled. It's like when the computer is doing a hard drive reset. So the things you used to be able to rely on as valid limitations are no longer valid.
Come on. Say that again, please.
I don't know syndrome. That's what I call it when I'm in the AAA code with my students. I don't know. You can't get away. We've been in the information age. It started with just Google searching, right? But now you got AI. You really are not going to be able to function in this world as it is becoming if you are still defaulting to, I don't know.
Yes.
You are going to sabotage yourself leaning into this, I don't know. I don't know. No. You got to relax. You got to breathe and you got to decide. And you are literally, there's somebody listening who just needs to be reminded, you are literally one key decision away from a major breakthrough in the trajectory of your life. But you're stalling, your fear, I don't know, is the only issue to resolve. That's it.
Exactly. That's it.
So let's really put this in practical application, because I do believe that technology and AI and social media are non-negotiable tools for wealth building. Would you agree?
Definitely. Just as what we're doing here is even the wealthy, where you, as a wealthy, all the differences between you and the wealthy is they had teams, they had services that they could access, they had resources that they could acquire. Okay. And so they also had the time to make a mistake, fail, try again, make a mistake. Guys, Coca-Cola didn't become the formula that it was. It has refined the formula over and over and over again. That is what I mean. And so I want you guys to really think about your creative ideation process through AI. That's the grounding. You have an idea. How are you going to bring it into reality? The 888 code will give you the structure. Women, we have a hard time with masculine things. Okay? Your sister here has mastered the masculine side of business. You already have the feminine side online. You're bringing in ideas, you're downloading, you're getting creativity. You want to, be with, you want to support people. You have compassion, you have empathy, you're nurturing. That's great in your services. But when it comes to actually structuring things in reality, so people can actually access you, so you have a visibility, so that your works actually become an entity outside of yourself.
Yes.
We have to stop being the thing.
Yep. Ooh.
That God has given us. It is moving through you. It has to come out. Give that thing a life. Give it a name. Give it a business tax ID number like a social security number. and look at it like it's a whole person, an unseen, non-physical entity. If we want to talk about spirits, here you go. And you are literally encoding into reality something that people can come to and receive a step-by-step process or instructions to solve a problem. The same thing algorithm does, the same thing AI will do for you. So if this is even like for you, you have teams, right?
Yes.
And let's say you have a conflict with one of your team members. You don't want to just do your normal performance management process. You want to up-level that process. You want to bring a little bit more of your spiritual awareness into it and your intuition, and you want to have a more of a higher level conversation with this person to really get to the root of what's happening here. What's the gap in you getting provided what you need? Because let's say this isn't what you know they can do it. It's just that there's just some performance that you need. There's an expectation that you need met.
Yes.
But how am I going to work with this team member to get my expectation met and also them be seen, valued, heard, at the same time? How do I do that?
Yeah. Let me tell you how I would get that done as Tamer on June 18th, 2025, right? One of the things that I would do is everything you just said would be a chat GPT prompt. I work differently now, honey. Old me.
That's what I'm
Laying on
right
the
now,
floor, fasting for a couple days, all of the things, right? New me hits that audio button. So here's what's happening in my life right now. And here's what I'm trying to resolve. These are the details. Any ideas for me? What you got? And I get a whole strategy.
Yep.
I'm being very transparent. I had to shed guilt and shame because even though I knew that God designed me to take things further in my bloodline, my context for my womanhood was bearing weight. I didn't know any other way. So to be living in a time like this, where it's easy, was intimidating. And
it's almost like, what you mean? Like,
it was triggering for my nervous system. I would lose sleep. I would be like, is it really supposed to be like this? Is this actually okay?
Yep.
I've seen people create solutions to help people transition like yourself. Please go to the illest
Mhm.
oracle.com because it's okay to need a container to help you transition into this new way of being. It's okay to create safe space for your brain. The hardest thing for a human being to do is change. It's the
It is
hardest.
so
It's the oh baby.
yeah.
You want me to change how I
Mhm.
eat? You want me to change my exercise? Now you want me to change how I create success and wealth?
Mhm.
You want me to do it at
Mhm.
my fingertips? You want me to believe that this is actually applicable to my life?
You want me to not sacrifice my body?
Yeah.
I don't have to
So
toil. I don't have to toil for this.
I don't have to sun up
Oh,
and sundown.
right. I don't have to stay up night after night after night after night after night, losing sleep.
And let's
I don't
talk.
have to pour all my money. I don't have to pour all my money, lose all my, use all my family savings, do all that pour. Because I even research for Black women, our funding, we don't make it 5 years, y'all. Get in this, get in the 88 coded.
You're saying something so rich, and that's why I'm taking my time and just really breathing deeply as we had a conversation, which I'm gonna invite everybody listening to do because none of the information I offer you is just for your brain; it's for your body. So you pay attention as we're saying certain things to you, what you feel in different parts of your body. That's data
Mm-hmm.
you can use
Mm-hmm.
to help you script how you should be working, how you should be doing your creative process, right?
Right.
So I want to address the trend of shaming people who are utilizing AI and social media. Um, it's unnecessary. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
we're using AI to improve
Mm-hmm.
our image. Yes, we're using AI to script and capture our voice and put our ideas out in a certain way. And as we watch the polarizing of all of this,
Mm-hmm.
I want people to know that the work you do is a safe space to dive into this and know that they're not going to be shamed, you're not going to be judged, you're not going to be
Yeah.
forced into a particular rhythm. You're going to find your spiritual algorithm with these tools, right? So, can you
Yeah.
tell them more about what you offer to support with that?
Mm-hmm. Sure. First, simply, I have a digital product for the self learning that talks about how you can use it to support you in your spiritual practices. And also, that can be a companion text that helps you even with just working in your business and period. And so, in supporting you. But other thing I have is I have the path of illumination. This is a space that I create for people who are doing innovative work, who are living their lives. This is the women who are really truly living, and you need some help. You have some old patterns. I'm a pattern breaker, and
Mm-hmm.
I do spiritual surgery. If you come into my container, it's an easier process for you to do the change because my spirit guides is thousands and thousands of feet. Okay. I got access. I can
Mm-hmm.
call on any ascended master, anybody. So we can get the work done. That's not the problem. All right. It's you being ready to create new ways of living, you being ready to approach life, yes, through your spiritual practice. But let's get some practicality and let's ground your feet here in this reality, and let's realize what your gifts are. AI can help you figure out what you need to do
Yes.
when you are confused. I don't know, should I do this? Should I do that? You need to like almost have a sit down with somebody. But humans don't have that capability right now to do what AI is doing. And that's be with you. Be
Fully.
with you and talk with you through something. I don't even have the access to level of information that AI has. Look, I'm gonna put it this way: I can go to AI and ask a very complex question, Give an example. Today, my question was, I believe that, and I ran down all of our religious systems that we use mostly. All right. I said, I believe that these are spiritual algorithms. Tell me whether my concept is, am I on the right track, or, am I going in the right direction? Is that true? Do those two, the concept of an algorithm, connect to these systems? Perplexity, within 2 seconds.
I want to see that part. I want to see it, because that is so
I'm going to
good.
send it to you.
That is so good.
I'm going to send it to you. And the religions I used were, because we already know Christianity, but what I did was I went to the ones that are taboo, that are we looking like
side eye.
So, and I did ancestral. So I'm big on what happened before the last 2,000 years, before Rome. Just let me say that right quick. So I put Ifa, Voodoo, Kemetic, all that kind of stuff in there. And say, hey, tell me about this. Now, I'm going to give you what is summed up about these systems.
Okay.
Quickly.
No, please give us one.
Number one, defines the inputs. How do we define the input? We do that through asking a question, setting an intention. Or, child, my handwriting is so bad.
You need a prompt for that.
I don't even know what it is.
I fix my handwriting.
So bad. I mean, literally just like, that's the AI though. That's the AI. So you get it. An input. You start with an intention or a question or a problem, right? And that's the input. And then the processing step. That's your ritual, your divination, the spell with exact instructions.
Yes.
All right. Even in Christianity, you have exact instructions in that book on what to do. Pray without ceasing. Simple. Bam. All right. Lastly, we get into producing outputs. This is your guidance, your healing, your transformation, and your answers. What I do is help you to stop the noise of everybody else and to begin to get within you. This temple, this sanctuary, this pyramid, this church.
Yeah.
And do the work of refining yourself so that you can get into industry, so that you can build a business, so that you can become a better mother. I don't care what your intention is, but you do need to refine yourself.
Yes.
It's time. It's time. Your behaviors and your beliefs that you have right now are outdated. You're running on an old system. The system that says that you, as a Black woman, have to run yourself into the ground, because that's who I'm particularly passionate about.
Yeah.
That running, the cardiovascular stuff. What by 20s? What? The wombs?
Come on.
We got to get it, baby. Come on, y'all. And this is the technology of you. And I'm gonna go beyond that. We are beyond technology. You are literally the creation. Don't even call yourself technology. You are the creation. Can't nothing trump this. We are it.
Literally.
The most precious thing ever designed on this planet. And when we look around us, everything around us is moving in sync with us. We are a determining factor in this process. Do not allow this government, anybody, I don't care who they are, to make you think that you are not participating and that you don't have power. And this is what I do. Literally, we got to get it. It's time to get in, I have a saying, it's time to get in the field. And I mean the field of energy. I need more people, pure-hearted people, heart-centered people doing it's a numbers game now. Yep, it is. To get you out of survival and into rest.
Real life. Living life abundantly.
Yes. Stop the nightmare. It's time to wake up.
How do you create? I want a real answer to this question in the comments, y'all. How do you create a lifestyle you don't even want to live? How? How does that work? And then how do you then go start a business from that wounded space and expect it to be sustainable and high producing. Then how do you go hire people and invite them into that vibration and get frustrated about turnover? It all begins and ends with you. Reverend Ike says, and that's what I was going to quote because you were stirring it up, is bringing me back to his words. He says, everything in the earth knows your God but you.
Come on.
God didn't see. Now, God is what makes a God is the ability to create. So when God was creating everything, God was putting his and hers energy into all the things, the trees, the water, all of these things hold the signature of God, which is creative power. God got to humanity. It got a little more intimate. It got a little more intimate. It wasn't okay to just speak the word. From the Christian perspective, now I'm an ordained interfaith minister, but from the Christian, I'm going to just use the Christian perspective for a moment because it's very familiar. You know, God got down in some dirt, like, let me get a little messy. Let me put my breath in this.
Yes.
Treat yourself as God made you to be. When I say I'm a child of God, that's not a declaration of codependence with God. It is, you are looking at a semblance of God.
Mm-hmm.
And my prayer every day as a businesswoman, this August will make 14 years since I birthed the womb sauna. Full time. Left my cozy corporate America job. And I have been serving the women and telling them they can heal everything for 14 years. Okay. Yes. That is my creation. And every day that I show up for work, the reason I have the capacity and exhaustion is irrelevant and certain things don't get to the top of my list is because of my self-concept. I have healed my separatism from God. I know that I am here to create.
Yes.
So it feels strange to let 24 hours pass and I'm not in my God nature. Because God's live and let there be, and it is so. So even my interaction with my tools, when I have my team meetings, when I'm using ChatGPT, the energy I bring is let there be. So the tool is going to serve whatever the creator is creating. It's not the other way around.
Yes. Look at that as a business model. That even is a business model.
That's the spiritual algorithm.
That changes corporate America too. That also changes corporate. I'm sorry.
No,
that changes
Bring it.
Corporate culture.
Yes.
Come on, higher vision, y'all. Higher vision here. We're changing corporate culture. We are the leaders in entrepreneur efforts.
Yes.
So we got the creative. We have the vision. In my research and the numbers, it's just a sustainability. We don't structure it right. And it begins just like she gave you the formula as to why that's happening, right? Mm-hmm. So now we have the problem, right? So here's the problem, right? To solve that, you have to do it differently. Number one, you have a tool already available for you coming up and for this 5 days, okay? That number one is your number one thing. In your body, though, she's going to help you with that.
Yes.
And get it in. But I think it has to be a higher vision in the sense that what you are doing is now moving you into spiritual authority. You are no longer a baby.
Come on.
At some point, you got to stand up. You can do all the you can pray, you can do all the things. Because I'm a cross, because we got so many right now, and this like that are like we are using everything.
We are.
We're using everything. We're using everything we got, and we need to. And so wherever you are in this, I want you to embody it. It's not an external thing. Your spiritual algorithm, your creative ideation process, your way of living It's now your full responsibility. You can no longer say somebody's doing something to you without doing something about it.
Yep. Well, what's the point?
You don't have that luxury anymore. All right. So the oppressor is caught up in his own tetherings.
Mm-hmm. His
Yeah.
own creation.
For us who've done that work, to help scramble data and to help bring us into dismantling age. Because there have been somebody in the dark to even get us to the dismantle. So as we dismantle, what I need you to do is go in your closet,
Yes.
bring out that business that fills the gap. Bring out that spiritual service that will be medicine to the people to help them get where they need to be.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to get beyond yourself. It's not about you.
Yes.
At the end of the day, the womb sauna has its own personage, has its own entity, vibration, and you guide it and you fuel it. You give it vision. Your visions, you plant it into the womb sauna. That way, that vision is out of you. Why? Now you're free to download another big one,
Yes. Oh, girl,
because
yes.
You're not carrying the visions from 15 years ago because you
No,
won't do nothing.
Not even the same person.
No. Somebody got a book that you've been sitting on for you can't even get the next creation that's coming for you. Your actual inheritance in the Bible, it tells us that God's got a place prepared. I thought my father had many.
Yeah, I read that somewhere. That there's something already made for me to inherit that I didn't have to build. My grandmama used to say, "A building I made." You remember that one?
By hand.
Okay. And I pray every day. This is a prayer. This is a code I want to give everybody who is a passionate, heart-centered entrepreneur. Just ask to be utilized. My prayer, I want my legacy to be that I was so happy and full of joy that God could use me. That my life and my prayers and my existence wasn't so consumed by struggle and the illusion of lack, because I don't believe God and lack exist in the same space. I don't want to be so tired, so stressed, so worn out that I'm not available to the world when I walk out my front door. Even if it's as simple as my smile, even if it's as simple as how I dress or the colors I put in my hair or whatever. It's a code that if you incorporate that as your new daily habit and intention, it will overnight, I promise you, begin to change the vibration of your life.
Yes.
You were born for a reason, and I hope that what we're saying helps you fully accept your significance.
Come on.
Because you matter. Because there are people who didn't wake up with the breath of God because they were complete. If you're still breathing and you're still here, you're significant. You're a piece of the puzzle. So I want to give 3 practical prompts that I think could help you practice, building your relationship with the technology that we should be leveraging, particularly AI. And there's a preface I want to give to that. Don't have a dishonest conversation with AI. Like, be honest. So if the conversation is, I'm in the red right now by this amount, and these are the products and services I have at my arsenal that I could launch that I don't have to create. And I need a certain amount of money before the first.
Come on.
Like, I want to invite you to make that the prompt that you put in and see what comes out. And be honest, prayerful. You can pray if you need to before you do whatever your process is and your culture of working your business. But have that and say, what strategy? And then you'll probably get a response that includes, would you like for me to turn that into some social media copy, some email copy?
Yes.
And say yes. And then I got so smart, TT. I said things like, "Can you link to my Canva account and put it in the file?" And then I
Because
discovered that
you,
yes,
because you're really trying to save time. Because you got other things to be doing.
It said go to the upper right, hit the share button, and gave me an email address to share the file with it. I didn't even know. What?
Mm-hmm. And then if you want an image for that post,
Mm-hmm.
you can head over to the image generator, and
Create
get you a nice little AI. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that is
Even a real life image. It doesn't even have to be AI. It could be a real life image. Anything.
literally
You can
so.
play. You can
Just
play again, ladies. You can play.
and that's
Wake up.
free.
It's
That's
time
not
to
even
play.
a pro account, by the way. That's on the free level.
Yes.
So
Yes.
try that. So that's one prompt. If you know you need to resource more cash flow, and maybe you need an audit, you can take your website address and find your service or product tab. This could be another prompt. You can copy and paste that URL and you can put it in ChatGPT and you can say, I am trying to figure out if this service and product portfolio can generate 6 figures a month. Can you review everything I got and how I've organized it and tell me if I have any blind spots? And a whole thing will spit out right for you. And
Yeah,
less
she's
than
dropping gems for y'all. I hope y'all getting this. I hope y'all getting this.
in less than 5 minutes, you will have a whole. This is how I manage my team. My business operations manager is excellent. Her name is Emanuela. Shout out to her. And I said, Emanuela, I don't have time to build out the email marketing templates for this round of 888 code. I need you and the administrator and all y'all to get on there and get it done. I said, I have created a chat GPT prompt with all of the email copy. Here you go. I just need
There you go.
copy and paste and just put it in there, please. It was done. Do you know what it does? When you say we're changing corporate life and work culture, do you know what it does for me as a mogul woman to make sure that what my team inherits is a work style of rest and ease and flow?
Come on.
This is the power of the era we are living in right now.
Yes.
It's very
Now
powerful.
it's collaborative. Now it's collaborative. You can literally say, babe, no, we're not doing hard way.
And
You
for
can
me,
watch and report.
it feels so godly because God could have, listen, here's another nugget, and then I'm going to let you suggest the third prompt. But here's another nugget, y'all. God could have not only made everything, but God could have said, okay, I'm going to make a tree, but I'm going to make a type of tree that I have to continuously make over and over again. That's not what God did. God just gave God essence to the tree, and trees make other trees, and flowers make other flowers, and humans make other humans. So treat your business model. Okay, yes, I'm the visionary, but I want to be fruitful and I want to multiply. And I have declared that the womb sauna is the womb of the marketplace. So there should be reproduction of our
Come
impact
on.
and how I work and how things grow and get expanded. And now my company is represented in 17 different countries. And now we got practitioners offering womb sauna services. That's a godly act for me. That's me being the child of God, showing the world what it looks like for a Black woman in America that had all the odds stacked against her to find a lifestyle for 14 years where I own all of my time and wake up when I feel like it. What?
Come on.
That's the power available. Okay, so what should their third prompt be? What's another good prompt to help
Third
them be
prompt should
fruitful?
be, I want to get into the use of your time. So your third prompt is going to be that I am exhausted in my business. And these are the things that I'm doing. These are the repetitious tasks that I'm doing every day. And this will require you to be with yourself. Because a lot of times when I talk to entrepreneurs and I ask that question, they can't really tell me. They're not present with it. And so that's that task list, like what you're doing. And so I want you to get outside of your business and create the tasks that you're doing and then ask, how can I save time in my business? Who can I hire to help me do this? Another one of the biggest obstacles for Black women is business is we never get to the point of staffing. It runs as a one-person business for 5 years or so, and then it goes away. And that's the average, okay? I need you to begin to start thinking right now, today, about supporting yourself and that entity that you have created. It needs help, and so do you. And so that prompt is going to be where ChatGPT is going to spit out to you all of services that you may not even think you have available to you, and give you this whole look. And I want you to look at this and open your eyes up as to the information that you have available. And even as, let's say you have very little budget, and that's the problem. You can ask ChatGPT, how can I get this done on X amount of budget?
Yeah.
Even, how can I get this done with no budget? That's when we're talking about business programs. That's when we're talking about getting maybe a SBA program or something like that that is free or minimal and maybe teaches you how to do that. So yes, I want you to look at your time and let's reclaim some time through the third prompt.
Ooh, that's so good. Do you know in the AAA code what we do on day one is I teach my philosophy of time management, time in, on, and out. Because if you don't have that foundational structure, you won't be able to answer questions like what Tamika said, like, what are you doing? What are the tasks? When I hear entrepreneurs incapable of answering that, I know you don't have business infrastructure at all.
Yes.
And so that is so, please write down those 3 prompts. Put in the comments if this conversation has been helpful. Go to the illustoracle.com. This is my sister. And I would not have brought her to you if I did not claim her as such. I know she has a gold mine and wealth of wisdom that you can utilize. Thank you so much. And everybody that I'm bringing partnering and supporting the AAA code. So if you're listening, because TT said, come on over here and catch this live, know that if you decide to enroll in the training, I'm cutting her a check. That's how I move. Because money is common language. So she's going to get payouts on everybody from her tribe that says, oh, I want to connect with Tama. And she keeps talking about this business infrastructure. From my perspective, business infrastructure is like the skeletal system in the body. If there's no bone, nothing can stand up. Yes. Right? You have to have structure. I know discipline comes with that, and that can be intimidating. But what's better? Keeping things as they are. So you get to choose, and I honor, cherish your decision. So thank you so much for joining me for this power.
You're welcome.
I'm sure
this is so good. This is so good.
Yeah, it was so rich, and I really hope all of you were blessed by it and got something that you needed. And I can't wait to see you in class. It starts again June 30th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go to thewombsauna.com/events and make sure that you lock in your spot. It's powerful. By day 3, my students start making money in the training. We work, and we work with fruit. I want you to know the return on your investment in this experience. So love y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I can't wait to continue this conversation. Peace.
Peace.